Tonight from First Council Casino Hotel, First in Entertainment. Bellator Fighting Championships on MTV2 along with Everlast. Greatness is Within now presents the second semifinal round fight in the Bellator welterweight tournament, set for 3 5-minute rounds. And now introducing first the red corner at 6 foot even. He weighed in at 170 1/4 pounds. His professional record, 19 victories, 5 defeats with 1 draw. Fighting out of Louisville, Kentucky, introducing Brent Weedman. And across the cage, his adversary tonight fighting out of the blue corner at 6 foot even, weighing in at 170 1/2 pounds. As a professional, he brings 20 wins, 4 losses, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, introducing Jay, the Thoroughbred Hieron. And when the bell rings, referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Rick Hahn awaits the winner of this bout in Bellator season number 4 welterweight tournament final. This welterweight tournament semifinal number 2, Brent Weedman versus Jay Hieron. Jason Herzog is the referee.
First round, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Let's fight!
The bell in round number 1.
This stand-up is going to be crucial. How long will it stay on the feet? We know Weedman is dangerous, but so is Hieron.
Brent Weedman, who enters this bout having won his last 11 fights, is in the white trunks. Jay Hieron, who has fought in the UFC, Affliction, Strikeforce in the IFL, is in the black trunks.
You see the difference in stances. Oh, Weedman, well, good left hand
by Weedman, and he's looking for a very early finish.
And Weedman more in that tie stance, but he landed that left hand over the top. And now he has the full mount.
Weedman holds the rank of brown belt in judo, but he says first and foremost, he always tries to showcase Dutch-style Muay Thai.
Well, that was a good left hand over the top. The boxing is usually better with the Dutch kickboxers as opposed to the Thai kickboxers. Good step over into the mount.
Full mount now achieved by Brent Weedman.
Now Hieron has been in bad positions before. That's important to remember.
Weedman trying to get the back, has one hook in. And a nice turn by Hieron.
And it's Hieron's turn to be on top.
Hieron wrestled collegiately at the NCAA Division I level at Hofstra in New York. Definitely comfortable in those scrambles.
And Hieron's so explosive. We saw that against Anthony Lapsley. Now cranking him, looks like he might be going for the Darce choke if he can pull his head down far enough. He's gonna pull it down and try and get his right arm through.
There is a lot of torque on that, Jimmy.
He's gotta get his right hand past the head. Now he's gonna try and lock it up. He's gotta switch his hips now, get his hips into the choke. He's got to turn his hips toward the hips of Brent Weedman to finish this.
Weedman going very quickly from playing offense to playing defense.
Man, he's got to get his hips into it. He's got the right arm position, but he has to turn his hips. He's got to get on his left hip, basically, and crank the head down of Brent Weedman. That's how this choke works. He has it deep. The longer he has it, the harder it is to hold on to. Your arms start getting tired, and he lets it go.
Weedman survives that submission attempt. Hieron just forcing his opponent down.
And this is where I think Hieron has the advantage.
Close guard now by Brent Weedman.
We talked about his wrestling experience. He's also very experienced in jiu-jitsu.
Right hand from the top by Hieron. Weedman trying to throw from the bottom.
Once again, sitting inside. Once again, we're in that Darce choke position. If he can get that hand through, let's see if he goes for it again.
Look at Hieron using his head against the side of Weedman's head.
You're not allowed to headbutt, but you can use that head to push your opponent around, and that's what he's doing. Crank it on the head again. Might be going again for the Darce choke.
Definitely going again for another choke. Trying to lock up the Darce is Jay Hieron.
But it's already cost him a lot of energy. He's got to have a lot of confidence to go for this again.
You see a lot of space there, though. Hieron not locking it in, at least not yet. Now letting it go and throwing the left hand. Hieron going for the choke again and loses it. Weedman closes guard. Short hammer fist with the right, then the left by Hieron. Weedman trying to throw with a big right hand from the bottom, but missed the mark.
Let's go, guys. We're working here. Let's go.
Call for action from referee Jason Herzog.
Weedman doing a good job of tying Hieron up. Hieron really hasn't been able to get off very much with his ground and pound. Good up kick.
That was a big up kick by Weedman. And Hieron undeterred right back in.
You see Hieron's not going crazy for the chokes. He's doing enough to keep Weedman on his back. He's fishing for it, and if he doesn't get it, he pushes Weedman back onto his back. It's very efficient. He's not going hard for a lot of chokes. They're going to cost him a lot of energy.
Right hand now from the top by Hieron.
I think he learned from that failed darce choke in the beginning.
Short left hands now by Hieron. Weedman in the open guard. Didn't close it, still in the open guard and shrimping.
Yeah, both these guys are establishing in this first round what they are good at. Hieron knows that Weedman can hit. Weedman knows Hieron is dangerous on the ground. If you didn't know that already.
Let's go, guys. We're working here.
Weedman said that Dan Hornbuckle, who he has fought twice, including in the quarterfinal round, that maybe Hornbuckle had a bigger skill set than Hieron.
Oh, good knee!
But Weedman felt that Hieron was the toughest opponent that he would ever face, or at least will have faced to this point in his career. Hieron, though, showing a lot of respect for Weedman, but said his best asset is that he's tough. He didn't really think that Weedman was that great at anything in MMA.
Hieron putting the pressure on, throwing some good knees.
Hieron backs off after the shots.
And here's that left hook over the top, right on the eye. That is what dropped Hieron, but he followed him to the ground, and that's Hieron's world. In between rounds, his coach said, if you drop him again, don't follow him to the ground. That's very sound advice.
Round number 2 of this second welterweight tournament semifinal. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
I gave it 10-9 to Hieron. I thought he controlled the majority of the round. Yes, he got dropped, but I thought he earned that round back with his top control.
Brent Weedman is in the white trunks. Jay Hieron is in the black trunks. Weedman said that he felt that Hieron was the better wrestler, but that he had the better submissions, and he thought he had the better striking. Weedman just missing with that right hand. Two fighters very confident for victory.
Certainly is. I would give Hieron the edge in the submission game. I think his ground game is all around better. But we shall see.
Kick by Hieron. Weedman did a nice job of checking that with his arm. Still hurt.
You know, Weedman, despite being the taller guy, does move forward. He's very aggressive. A lot of taller fighters don't do that.
Push kick by Weedman, and Jimmy in the fighter meeting, he said, I want to throw a lot of push kicks. Faint push kick there by Hieron in the left hand.
It's a staple of that Muay Thai training is that push kick, both in Holland and Thailand.
Body kick there by Hieron. Weedman coming forward. Hieron just missing with the 1-2. Feint with the knee by Weedman. Uppercut by Hieron.
Hieron has nice, tight boxing. He has very good hands. I think Weedman needs to throw a few more kicks, maybe take that lead leg away from Hieron.
A lump is forming in the forehead of Jay Hieron. Above the left eye. Weedman feinting with the knee.
And his destruction of Jacob McClintock. Brent Weedman, he folded him in half with a body kick. I mean, that really took the fight out of McClintock. His kicks are heavy, very heavy.
Weedman misses with the left. Then throws the knee. Weedman told us, Jimmy, he wanted to clinch and throw a lot of knees to the body.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to get taken down. That's the line he has to walk. He's good in the clinch, but he does not want to get on the ground with Hieron.
Live next Saturday night right here on MTV2. It's Bellator 41, which will feature both featherweight tournament semifinal round fights, plus Bellator's featherweight world champion Joe Warren in his first bout since winning the title. You'll also see Bellator's 135-pound world champion Zach Makovsky in his first bout since winning the title. The broadcast will begin at our regular starting time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. That's Bellator 41. This is Bellator 40. Round number 2, welterweight tournament semifinal number 2. Brent Weedman versus Jay Hieron for a place in the final to face 2008 U.S. Judo Olympian, 2004 U.S. Judo Olympian Rick Hahn.
Hieron complaining a little bit about a cup shot. They don't stop swinging.
See, it's Weedman coming forward, though. Hieron a bit on his bicycle.
Oh, good left hook, though.
Nice left hand by Hieron, countering off of the knee of Weedman. Outside thigh kick by Weedman. We haven't seen that a lot from him in this fight. Straight left hand by Hieron.
See what Hieron's doing. He's trying to counter Weedman coming in. He's doing all right with it, but one thing is that it's very easy to score the aggression of Brent Weedman. We saw it last week with Rick Hahn versus Lyman Good. I thought Lyman Good was effectively counterpunching, but the judges gave it to Hahn based on his aggression, his ability to move forward. Going for that Superman punch off the cage.
Pushed off with the bottom of the right foot, then a push kick by Weedman.
None of those landing cleanly, though.
Earlier I talked about the abrasion in the forehead, slightly above the left eye of Hieron. Now a mouse is formed under the right eye of Hieron.
Now, we've been doing a good job with the strikes.
Weedman in his quarterfinal round win versus Dan Hornbuckle suffered a really nasty cut just above the left eyelid. It has not been a factor in this fight.
No, it certainly has not. He got it stitched that night. He said it is healed 1,000%.
Nice left hand by Hieron. Saw the left, then the thigh kick by Weedman.
I think Weedman needs to do a little bit more of that hand, foot, you know. Set him up with the hands, then go with that leg kick, which are so powerful. Take out that lead leg. You see Hieron hobbling a little bit. I think this thigh is purple. He might be feeling the effects of those kicks. I think it's a good strategy by Weedman to throw some hands and then let go with that kick again.
Right hand by Hieron, counter shot, then the kick by Weedman. Both fighters still throwing big shots. The punches, the kicks, the knees. This is Brent Weedman's 5th fight in Bellator. Jimmy, it took him 3 fights just to make our broadcast.
And all 3 of those wins, his first 3 wins in the first round. That's important. Dan Hornbuckle's the only one to go the distance.
Heading into our 3rd and final round of this 2nd and final welterweight tournament semifinal, round number 3. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
I have it all tied up. I gave Weedman that last round. Both guys landed their strikes, but Weedman was moving forward. He was the aggressor. I give him the slight edge in that round.
Again, the winner through to the final to face Rick Hahn. Brent Weedman is in the white
good
trunks.
right hand.
Jay Hieron is in the black trunks.
And if you're going to move backwards, you have to counterpunch so efficiently. You really have to make it a wipeout.
Can you see Weedman coming forward, throwing the short right hand? Right hand clipping, then a counter shot by Hieron. Hieron catching that knee in the takedown.
Going hard for the guillotine.
Weedman going very hard for the guillotine.
But he's around the guard. It's going to be hard to finish. Weedman still staying with it.
Both fighters back to their feet and a knee.
You see a little smile from Hieron. That guy has a good knee.
Another thigh kick, powerfully struck by Weedman.
And that's a good strategy. Keep that jab in the face of the shorter Hieron.
Another thigh kick from Weedman. Left hand by Hieron. Hieron really on his bicycle now, Jimmy, but still throwing.
Weedman showing a lot more energy than he did in the fight against Dan Hornbuckle in the 3rd round.
The mouse under the right eye of Hieron, which started to form in the 2nd round, looks a little worse here in round number 3. Still doesn't look like it's about to pop.
One thing, Weedman wearing the damage a lot better. He doesn't look bruised up. Hieron bleeding, especially on that left side.
Nice counter right a moment ago by Hieron.
Hard for judges not to score that.
Weedman still coming forward. Right hand by Weedman, nice one too. Another push off with the Superman punch, and that right hand stunned Weedman.
And yet
a left hand.
And yet Weedman still moves forward.
See Hieron circling. Another thigh kick by Weedman.
Hieron has been backpedaling this entire fight. He's had his moments when he stepped forward, but once again, it's Weedman being the aggressor.
Weedman missed with those shots. Straight left hand by Hieron.
The boxing motto, make him miss, make him pay. He's making Weedman miss sometimes. You gotta make him pay like that. Got to give him a reason to back up. Right now, Weedman does not have any reason to back up.
Another thigh kick, that almost on the hip, thrown by Weedman. Weedman was clipped with the left hand, partially lost his balance, simultaneous push kicks there.
I don't think any of the punches have hurt him. I think he's just a little off balance.
very slight mouse now forming
Nice
the right
left
eye of
hook.
Weedman.
Good leg kick. Now, as coach said, if you knock him down, don't fall him to the ground, but that's exactly what he did.
Weedman trying to get the back.
What he does not want here is Hieron to scramble and end up on top. That's what happened in the first round. He started out in good position, then Hieron exploded and ended up on top.
Weedman staying tight, staying sticky.
He's got to be careful to stay behind Hieron. He doesn't want him grabbing that lead leg.
Hieron, that was clever, somersaulting through, really keeping his cool. Hieron now talking to referee Jason Herzog. Not sure what the issue is, Jimmy.
Everything looks legal to me.
Hieron definitely talking to Herzog. Look at Hieron throwing from the bottom.
Now into side control.
Into the 15th and final minute of this bout.
Oh, good step over into the mount.
Full mount achieved by Weedman. Weedman trying to let go with the right hand. Rocking up very high.
Hieron trying to explode here. Weedman very tight with his hips.
Hieron
But he
trying to
comes
come out the back door. That was slick by Hieron. Now Weedman closes guard.
Yeah, it's 35 seconds to steal this round or get a stoppage. I think he's behind.
Body head with the left by Hieron. Weedman has to be careful there with the head kicks as Hieron is a grounded opponent. Hieron right back in, left hand. These two are gonna fight hard to the bell. Weedman trying to shrimp. Hieron continuing to throw. Short left to the head by Hieron.
Hieron making his stand at the end. Now Weedman looked like he was gonna go for a sub, but time is gonna run out.
The bell, the end of the fight.
Both guys fought hard, but it's that third round. I think Weedman did enough to take it.
Who will be in the final? Will it be Brent Weedman or will it be Jay Hieron? Brent Weedman versus Jay Hieron has gone the distance in Bellator's second welterweight tournament semifinal. Jimmy, on your scorecard.
I give it 29-28 Brent Weedman. I thought he took that third decisive round.
Ladies and gentlemen, all three cage-side judges, Jim Lampert, David Sutherland, and Gary Ritter, all scored the fight exactly the same at 29-28. All for the winner by unanimous decision. Now the second finalist in the Bellator welterweight tournament, Jay the Thoroughbred Hieron.
Jay Hieron now 21-4 in his pro MMA career. Next up, Rick Hahn in the final. He is with Jimmy Smith.
Woo! I'm with Jay Hieron, your second welterweight finalist. Very tough fight against Brent Weedman. He came to fight.
Came to fight. He's a tough guy. That's what I want. I want tough fights like that. I feel I'm the best in the world, and those are the fights I need to get there.
Now, speaking of tough fights, you have Rick Hahn, who beat the former champion Lyman Good, waiting for you in the finals. What's your message to him?
I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. The Thoroughbred is coming. He's galloping. Hey, born in Brooklyn, raised in Freeport, Long Island. Get it right, guys.
Your winner, Jay Hieron, ladies and gentlemen.
That win advances Jay Hieron to the final of Bellator's Season 4 welterweight tournament, where he will face Rick Hahn. The winner, by way of unanimous decision, Jay Hieron defeats Brent Weedman.